reported as fact. It's just something that I found very interesting, which is that it's a rumor that Warner Brothers and DC want to pit Ben Affleck's Batman against Deathstroke. I would love to see this happen. This was what the original pitch was before Ben Affleck was replaced by Matt Reeves' version of Batman with Robert Pattinson. Originally, it was going to be Ben Affleck directing, Ben Affleck writing, Ben Affleck starring in a Batman movie that was pitched on two fronts. One, it was going to be like an Escape from Arkham type movie where he has to battle through different levels of Arkham villains as he tries to get out of Arkham in one night. The other one was Batman versus Deathstroke. And there was a great leaked video years ago of cell phone footage taken of Deathstroke, of Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke doing his camera test, where he just looks so good as that character. Joe Manganiello, he's tall, he's imposing, he's got all the right looks for that character. And also importantly, he grew up, he loves comic books. He's a big supporter of that industry. He's shown pictures of himself. He's got closets full of long boxes of comics. So he supported that and wanted to play that character. And all he really got out of it was his cameo in the original crap version of Justice League. Well, they're both kind of crap, but the second one, the Snyder Cut's a little bit better. But he got his cameo in the original one in the post-credit scene where he joins the yacht to find out about the Justice League from Lex Luthor. And then he has a more pronounced role, slightly more so in the Snyder Cut of Justice League. And there was really a missed opportunity to have him play that character. But since Ben Affleck is since somewhat reconciled and will be showing up again in Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom, they're saying that they're trying to see if they can get Ben Affleck back. I don't know if that's really plausible, given that Affleck has talked about how grueling it is to get in shape to play that character, and that as you get older, it's a hell of a lot harder to stay in that shape, which is evidenced by when you watch different scenes in those movies. You can see where the reshoots are because his weight kind of fluctuates a little bit because it's a lot harder to stay in shape as they get there. But they say the original plan, as set up in the Snyderverse, was Deathstroke to seek an uncompromising and life-wrecking vengeance on the Caped Crusader. In case you missed it, Slade Wilson blamed the Bat for the death of his son. I don't know if they're talking about Grant Wilson or if they're talking about Joe Wilson, that version of the character Jericho, which has his vocal cord severed and can't talk. And they did that storyline with S.I. Morales on Teen Titans, the show, and that's actually another really, really good portrayal of the character of Deathstroke. But it would be cool to do that, but I don't think you can get Ben Affleck back to do a full movie again, especially because he's not going to trust anyone else to make it now with all of the struggles they're having with production, right? Like, he's not going to want to fall in line with somebody else as a director again, but I don't know if he can really handle, he's proven that, or he's shown that he's struggled with, he's got a history of alcoholism. I don't know how he's doing now. He's freshly married. Maybe he wants to go home and spend time with J-Lo. Right?
Yeah, he's going to be spending some real time, some real quality
time with J-Lo. And they seem to be going all in on the Flash because they don't care. They're going all in on Ezra Miller, apparently. But it's just a thought that it would be very cool to see them do this. I don't know. They say early in development. That sounds like somebody said this once in a room and that got reported as a rumor of some importance. But it's a cool thing to think about, and I would like to see that happen.
To be honest, I never heard of Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Deathstroke. There are a lot of different villains I hadn't heard of.
Out of all of them, that would have made he's one of the villains that it would have made way more sense to do way earlier, because he's not street level. He's got. I believe in one of the comic runs, he's got an injection similar to Captain America. But, he's portrayed as just a world-class assassin. And funnily enough, was originally called Deathstroke the Terminator before the Terminator movie ever came out.
Yeah, 1980 was his first appearance. I have a problem with the name, anything with the name Stroke, because it makes me think of like a dude stroking one. Like it's really...
Yeah, it's not a great choice.
Well, it's because he uses a sword.
So he strokes with his sword.
Well,
or like somebody stroking their cat, Like, I don't know. I don't like the name. It's
you better be careful.
I don't like it either. I don't like it
Deathstroke.
either.
And the funny thing is, I've actually liked all of the live action depictions of this character. It's like usually you get like one good depiction of a character live action, but the Manu Bennett version on Arrow was better than it had any right to be, given that it was a CW show.
He looks
Who
like.
the hell has heard of Captain Cold?
I have not.
I have.
Who is he?
He works.
I don't know.
No?
They're in the Legion of Doom?
Yep. Yeah,
I don't even know what the Legion
Those
of
are
Doom
those
is.
are Flash.
uneducated
Those
on
are
DC.
Flash. They're more they're part
Ocean
of the Flash's.
Master? Never heard of him.
Captain Cold is part of like the Flash's Rogues Gallery.
Rogues Gallery, like his enemies.
He's got his own list. Yeah, he's portrayed by Wentworth Miller in the Flash, and then in Legends of Tomorrow, Wentworth Miller from Prison Break.
Deathstroke looks like what's his name? Ryan Reynolds' character.
He does. They've done lots of videos where they pit Deadpool and Deathstroke against each other. And funny fact, Deadpool's name is Wade Wilson. Deathstroke's name is Slade Wilson.
They got to do it.
Seems like stealing.
Yeah, they got to do a Deathpool Deadstroke.
There's a great
where
YouTube,
they get like molecularly bound, and they're
Yeah.
like, "What's wrong with us?"
They do a great YouTube video where they try to put them against each other based on, like, comic nerds pit them against each other based on their strengths. I think if I remember that correctly, Deadpool wins just because of his healing factor.
Did they just rip Deathstroke off and make Deadpool?
I don't know which one came. I don't know.
Deathstroke came first.
Okay,
Deadpool
then-
was like 1990 or something.
Yeah, because Rob
as an X-Force.
Liefeld created Deadpool, and that would have been the 90s. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm not the comic book aficionado. I know what the things I know, but like I would love to see them do this, because I think that given that they're 2 for 2 with live action depictions of this character, it would be cool to see them go 3 for 3 and actually make I don't consider that the version that they have. Like, I don't consider the Joe Manganiello one that we've gotten a full attempt at that character yet, because he was only in a couple of scenes from 2 things. So the Manu Bennett version is good. The S.I. Morales version is good. It would be cool to see an actor as good as Joe Manganiello really get a shot in a movie that gives him full screen time as a villain, where it's not just about Batman. You see it a lot more from Deathstroke's perspective.
I'm
as
just
well.
tired of him resurrecting irrelevant characters that not even comic book enthusiasts are
Comic
into.
book characters love Deathstroke.
I feel like
But there are a lot of these obscure characters, like Morbius being an obvious example. They just keep on resurrecting characters that people forgot even existed.
Well, I mean, would you rather that, or would you rather they just go back to the same well over and over again, right? Like,
I'd rather they just stop altogether.
altogether.
they need new villains. DC
That's
is
just me,
like,
though.
I feel like DC is notoriously weak villains.
No.
Like Marvel has way better villains.
No, I mean, the
Really?
chat will. The
mutants particularly are nasty.
I would say Batman with Batman's Rogues Gallery is considered one of the best
But
pools of
Scarecrow,
villains.
he's so cheap.
Just Scarecrow.
He scares people. Like, that's his superpower. Is he sprays them with the gas and scares them. Like, Magneto can bend space, like warp space time with his metal manipulation, and like.
Thank you.
I mean, Thanos is like this. I mean, the cosmic
Yeah, but
gods
they
are
have
kind of cheap.
Darkseid. Darkseid and Thanos are considered.
Darkseid, who's that?
Darkseid.
Is that DC?
DC's for
Yeah, DC's like just a
Darkseid's
weak.
cool.
They have the Joker's okay. He's like a psychopath. He's a kind of a cool character.
There's some great descriptions of how, like, if you watch, I never read the comic version, but I did watch the animated version of a comic that was called Judas Contract with Tara, and I believe they did other versions of it with Artemis. And you see just how slimy Deathstroke can be in that, where he like manipulates a girl who's presumably underage, but it's never explicitly said, with like, we can be together as long as you help me take out the Teen Titans. Like, he's a good villain.
Do you think that DC has better villains than Marvel?
Pound for pound, yeah, I do.
Wow.
But that's just me.
Well, I don't know enough about it.
Yeah,
I don't know the universe as well as I know the Marvel universe.
So,
What about you, Mary? Are you familiar with both?
Not tremendously,
Yeah.
no.
So-
I mean, I don't enjoy superhero movies at all.
We're gonna go see Black Adam, and it's so funny too, because Wesley's like, it looks horrible, and like, if Wesley thinks it looks bad and he's vocal about it, like, it's like he's like, some of the lines like were really bad, and when he pointed out to me like how bad the lines were, maybe it's because you get hypnotized by the CGI, but like when I hear
That's
the
what it
lines,
is.
when I hear the lines again outside of and maybe it's because Pierce Brosnan delivers this line, he's like, you can be this hero's savior or you can end it. Like, having him say that line, I'm sure it physically hurt.
The world's savior. or you can end the world.
I'm sure it hurt Pierce Brosnan in his heart to deliver a line that cheesy.
Yeah, but when there's a blah in the background and there's also explosions being shown to you, then you're like, wow. Like, what am I expected to think about that? I can't sit there and act like that's engaging.
Yeah. So it's I'm more excited about that because it's gonna be funny to see if The Rock can actually
even the Wakanda Forever
yeah
trailer. I'm so checked out of it.
Also, I want to point out that it's really funny that they're talking about how like they're predicting 70 to 80 million for Black Adam's opening, and they're saying that that's The Rock's biggest will be The Rock's biggest opening of all time. The dude who's the highest paid actor in all of Hollywood for like many years running, that's the best he can do for opening weekend. I guess that proves that like what we said, that maybe the more important thing is that your movie has longer legs. Like that's how Jungle Cruise ended up making like a crap ton of money. Or no, I'm sorry, Jumanji. The sequel to Jumanji ended up making a ton of money, not because it had a great opening weekend, but it was like that and Bad Boys Forever were just in the theaters forever, like right before COVID, and just had very low drop-offs week to week. So, but it is interesting that he's never done better than that. And even Tom Cruise just had his first $100 million opening.
But that's also because of inflation.
And then Robert Downey.
I would like to see that adjusted for 90s movies.
Robert Downey Jr. is like, hi, I only open to 100 or better when I'm in a Marvel movie. So, thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.